Hello, my sexy and beautiful people of the internet. My name is Diego, also known as the Chilean Retro Gamer. And here I am again for another update video. I think it is necessary to remind you of some things, to bring you some new announcements also. I believe the last update video was at the beginning of January, basically explaining the planning for the current year 2018. You know, with all of the shows that I planned on doing throughout the year, across the channels, and all that, including the live streaming. So today I want to do a little bit of a recap of what we did the first chunk. Remember, I divided the show distribution or the channel distribution on 3-month chunks, featuring different shows on those 3-month periods. And of course, every 3 months we will be changing the shows and such. So I was supposed to do a bunch of shows, upload pending stuff from last year on certain channels, etc. So I'm gonna get to that real quick, doing a recap of what I did during the first 3 months of the year, and of course keep going with the other bullet points that you can see there on the first slide. Yeah, this is sponsored by PowerPoint, by the way. So yeah, the first period, the first 3-month chunk, January, February, and March, actually I think was very good. I pretty much accomplished everything I promised. I did everything I planned on doing in general, or what I said I was gonna do. So I'm pretty glad at least I did that. Of course, I would have loved to do more streaming, but still managed to, you know, provide some important material for these 3 months. As you know, I've been basically trying to upload something pre-recorded and something live on each of the main channels, right? I'm gonna go into details with that later when I go for the plans for the next 3-month period. But yeah, essentially I've been trying to do something pre-recorded and something live on each channel. So of course the idea is to provide variety and also different experiences, adding chat also to the actual screen, so you can read even in the you know, VOD or the later video what people actually were saying, what I was replying to, etc., which is something that I've been trying to accomplish for a while. It's actually easy to do, but I didn't do it myself for many years. So now I managed to do that. You know, chat display for the new laptop and for the newer laptop and for the older laptop, which is actually great in that regard. So I everything I do as a stream, basically you will be able to experience it fully in a way. So on the main channel, I worked on the Old Laptop Chronicles, as you know. I did mostly Mario 3 and Streets of Rage for the Master System. Also a little gameplay in between of the easy mode of Magical Chase for the TurboGrafx 16. And on the other hand, basically the live stream material, the live stream footage, I did a combination of random streams from Twitch and also Capcom vs Konami episodes from last year. Remember, pretty much all what you have been watching so far in terms of Capcom vs Konami was streamed at least a year ago, so I still have a lot to go through. As in for Channel 2, that's probably the one I'm most proud of, because I was able to wrap up and finish with the pending shows from last year. Bubble series in the case of the pre-recorded Non-Serious Gaming, and the Contra series. I still didn't cover lots of games from each series, especially Contra, but it went through the most important ones. All the ones for, I don't know, NES, Game Boy, the one for Sega Genesis, the ones for Super Nintendo. I think I covered the most important Contra titles. And one for the PlayStation 1, which is Legacy of War, which is very shit. But I think I covered pretty much the most important Contra games. Those were uploads that were pretty much pending from last year. So I managed to upload everything that I was pending in terms of Bubble and Contra within these 3 months, which is actually very good. And in terms of the live stream footage for Channel 2, I've been uploading some of the all laptop streaming from Twitch, and I've been starting to do my gaming collection, started with the Game Boy. So that's why I did pretty much Game Boy only. I did some Wario Land, I did some Tetris, I did some what else did I do? I forgot. Dude, I completely forgot the other Game Boy game I did. I seriously forgot. Well, I did record something. Oh yeah, Mega Man 4 for Game Boy. But yeah, I mean, that's why I've been just doing Game Boy stuff on the all laptop streaming from Twitch, but that will continue to be the tendency. I still have over 20 more Game Boy games to cover. So after that, of course, I will move on to the other classic system. So the idea is to explore all of my collection, at least in terms of classic gaming, which is, I mean, it's a decent collection for showcasing on a series of streams. I mean, if you can watch it live on Twitch, but if not, you can watch it later on Chilean Retro Gamer 2. That's where I'm uploading this all laptop streaming, showing my collection of classic games specifically. As in for Channel 3, that's probably where I showed myself a little weak. Basically not doing as much as I would have preferred, as I would have liked. Because the main show that was going to be featured was Non-Nintendo Allowed, that I started actually later, at the later part of last year with Gex for the 3DO. I finished Gex. I managed to record some Atari 2600 games. Sorry, I have my throat. Something is bothering me. That's why I have some difficulty talking. So I'm gonna drink. Excuse me. And cheers, of course. Okay, much better now. So yeah, I did some Atari 2600 and a couple of games for the TurboGrafx. But I would have liked to do at least 2 more games for Non-Nintendo Allowed. The good thing is that I finally decided to start uploading the Sega show on Twitch, from Twitch, sorry, on to Chilean Retro Gamer the Third. Remember, if you remember the video from January, I was basically still hesitant, still unsure about uploading that series. Well, I started uploading that series. I have done like 20 games so far. I am like pretty much halfway through the upload, so I still have plenty of material yet to upload without even streaming anything new. So as a way of complementing the Non-Nintendo Allowed series, providing Sega stuff, which is technically non-Nintendo related, I've been able to complement that and provide a variety of games, mostly from Sega from the live show, and also non-Nintendo Allowed, covering other consoles, as I mentioned before, the 3DO, the Atari 2600, and the TurboGrafx 16 during these first 3 months. And finally, probably the series, the show I've been most excited about, goes on Channel 4, Chilean Retro Gamer 4, featuring the Roulette of Sadness, which has had some good acceptance from people. At least a couple of them have been commenting, and actually I received an email from someone who donated later, saying that the Roulette of Sadness probably is the most promising series I've done in a while, which I agree with, in my opinion. I've been doing kind of slow, but I mean, at least progressing, and the idea of how the show is going to work is actually gets me very excited. And apparently this person also agreed with me, and a lot of people, I'm sure, think in the same way I do. So yeah, that's the main show, the Roulette of Sadness, that probably I'm not going to divide it into chunks, but instead I'm going to make it last for the whole year, parallelly to something else, more than likely. Well, I will show you that when we go to the next April, May, June time period, providing details on that. But yeah, I've been starting the first tournament of the Roulette of Sadness. Guys, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go to the channels and explore that by yourself. There is an introductory video to the series, the Roulette of Sadness series, explaining the rules, how it's gonna work, and well, I'm pretty much done with the first tournament, which is a good thing. I mean, I'm still recording one of the games for the tournament, which is NES Remix for the Nintendo Wii U, but at least I've been progressing through it, and it's been working out just fine, so I'm pretty proud of it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing during the first period. Basically, as probably you remember, combining shows from the newer laptop, which I've been able to make it work without making annoying sounds from the fan. I have my methods, but I've been able to make it last and make it work just fine. Same thing with the older laptop, using it and going back and forth and recording and streaming back and forth. So I've been able to do all of this. And most of the things from the next periods of time or the next 3-month chunks have been also covered, as I mentioned, because lots of the episodes are pending from last year. In the case of certain shows, well, I have like enough to cover whole an entire year, like in the case of Capcom vs. Konami and some other thing out there. But trust me, I keep recording, I keep streaming regularly, or that's what I try to do, to bring you fresh material and cover the whole year, hopefully a few months in advance. That's the idea. So sorry for the recap that went longer than I thought. We have almost 12 minutes into the video. This will last around 35-40 minutes. That's my prediction. I predicted pretty much the same for the previous update video, and I did very well, so I'm proud. Let's see if we can get it repeated now. So, the rebranding of old secondary channels. First things first, let's clarify. How many channels do I have? Technically, 9. 8 of them are personal channels, and number 9 is Naked Gaming, which is, in theory, a group channel, but in the practice, well, I'm using it by myself. So yeah, I have 9 channels. Am I using the 9 of them? Right now, I am using only 5. The 4 main channels, Chilean Retro Gamer 1, 2, 3, 4, plus Naked Gaming. So what are these old secondary channels, these other 4 channels that I'm talking about? Well, in 2009, I actually created, and probably you guys remember, especially the older viewers, 4 extra channels to basically divide the material, divide the footage into specific themes. Back then I made a channel called Chilean Retro Gamer 2, which is not the Chilean Retro Gamer 2 we have today, by the way, but the URL actually was Chilean Retro Gamer 2. That was exclusively for classic gaming, Chilean Retro Gamer 3 for modern gaming, Chilean Retro Gamer 4 for computer gaming, and Chilean Retro Gamer 5 for ROM hacks and fun games. I made those in 2009, and actually they were very promising, especially the ROM hacks channel. But yeah, I lost consistency, and I decided to, a few years ago, to focus more on making channels, but all of them with miscellaneous content. And that's why I made Chilean Retro Gamer the 3rd, and I rebranded Chilean Retro Gamer TV. Back then that was exclusively for live streaming material. And I rebranded it as Chilean Retro Gamer 4. That's why I have these 4 main channels. Well, Naked Gaming, again, I've been going back and forth, using it with miscellaneous material too, but not all that often as my regular channels. But these other 4 channels, the secondary ones, went pretty much forgotten. Oh, by the way, yeah, here we have the main channels, just as a reminder. But yeah, there are still 4 channels that actually got a decent amount of subscribers, and unfortunately, I lost the partnership for all of them because of this new YouTube policy. All of them were actually partnered, those other 4 secondary channels. Out of the main channels, the only one that is partnered is the main channel. I also lost partnership for Chilean Retro Gamer 2, which was the other one from the main channels that got partnered. So I wasn't making much money out of that one anyway, so it's kind of, I'm okay with that. But As long as I keep it for the main channel, I'm fine. But yeah, I lost the partnership for all of these other 4 secondary channels, which is understandable. I didn't get the subscription or subscriber threshold, as well as the views. Probably I actually would have done well with a couple of them in terms of the views, but not in terms of the subscribers. The thing is, all of those 4 basically specific channels were rebranded too, and I'm gonna use them. Not all that often, not as often as these ones that you can see here on the slide, but I will use them. Okay, so these new secondary channels are the one that used to be exclusively for classics, now is called Chilean Nintendo Gamer. The one for modern gaming now is called Chilean Sony Gamer. And, well, the one that used to be Chilean Retro Gamer 4 back then, not the same Chilean Retro Gamer 4 that we have today, remember. So yeah, the one for computer gaming, now it is called Chilean Retro Gamers Random Channel 1. And the one that used to be for ROM hacks, it is now called Chilean Retro Gamers Random Channel 2. In the case of the Random Channel 1 and 2, it's literally going to be random material. I mean, probably I'm going to be doing some shows, especially bringing back some old shows from that probably you guys don't even remember, such as Arcades at Home or I Feel Like Playing, things like that. But that random channel, in that channel, I will do pretty much everything that doesn't fit on the other channels. In real life shit, reviews, showing off my game collection, all of those things that do not go into any of the other channels. I do not want to show real life shit on the main channels for some reason. I kind of refuse to that idea. So I'd rather use one of the secondary channels for that specifically. Now, the thing is, and the typical complaint I used to receive way back then, not anymore. Why so many channels? I'm not gonna subscribe to any of them because there are too many, which is fine. I'm not asking you to subscribe in the first place. Actually, I could try to convince you to subscribe so you are up to date with my material, and I'll give you good reasons why it won't be overwhelming, even if it, in the theory, it seems it is. Here's the thing, guys. Yeah, I have 9 channels, but in all honesty, how many videos a day do I upload? Do you see your subscription box full of my videos? Is it overwhelming? I bet it isn't. I bet you it isn't overwhelming at all, because I upload 2 to 3 videos a day. If that. Sometimes I upload 1, sometimes I don't upload anything, sometimes very occasionally I upload 4 videos, and each video isn't that long either. It's not longer than 15 or 20 minutes long in some very specific cases. But I don't upload so many videos a day, which is something that probably a lot of you would be very scared of if you decide to subscribe to these 9 channels. Some of you actually are subscribed to all of these channels, and I don't receive any complaint from them. The thing is, if somebody made 9 channels, probably I would subscribe to the 9 of them, or all of them, as long as they don't basically spam my subscription box or my notifications for that matter. So yeah, I don't upload more than 2 or 3 videos a day, regardless of the amount of channels I have. Basically because on each individual show, I basically put up to 2 videos a week for each individual show. That's why I go pretty much slow on my projects, but at the same time I like to work on so many projects at the same time. So yeah, that's the reason. I mean, why so many channels? Because I love to work on lots of projects at the same time. But isn't it easier to do everything on the same channel and divide it or classify it by playlists? That will be overwhelming, especially for new subscribers, when they are browsing the channel, or when they're exploring or navigating the channel, they especially would get super confused, or even all their viewers would get confused to hell if they decide to go to the very same space and look up for things. That would be confusing and overwhelming to do everything I want to do on the same place. But yeah, I mean, that's what I like to do, and nothing is gonna make me change. The YouTube career is not as long as you guys might expect. Dude, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I don't think I've been playing half of the things I really want to play and show you guys in these 10 years. So for how much longer am I going to be able to do this for? 10, 15 more years? Still not enough time to show you all what I want to show you. And doing 1 or 2 games at a time, trust me, will not allow me to do that. So that's why I do so many things at the same time. And the explanation for the amount of channels is basically being able to organize myself. Priority number 1, me. I'm so sorry, guys. But priority number 1 for self-organization for me is to do all of these different shows on different spaces. Okay? That's my excuse, if you will, my explanation. But I want to do so many things at the same time, and the best way for me, I insist, the best way for me to get organized is by creating many spaces, many channels in this case. You don't want to subscribe? Fine. Again, I could try to convince you, but I'm not gonna. But I'm telling you, if you subscribe, you will be in a win-win situation, because you will not get spammed by my videos. 3, 4 max, very occasionally for videos a day, very occasionally, but average is 2 or 3 a day. So you will be able to keep up with everything. And number 2, if you don't want to subscribe, you have social media, Facebook and Twitter. That's where, do you want a common space? Well, Facebook and Twitter are the places where I post and promote everything from every channel, no exception. So if you want to see all of the things I do without having to subscribe or receive notifications from me, go to Facebook, go to Twitter. Oh, I'm not a social media guy. Well, that's your problem, not mine. Okay? So, I will continue using many channels. Probably I'm not going to create new channels at this point. Well, the last channel I created, in essence, was Chilean Retro Gamer the Third, and that happened like 3 years ago. So yeah, it's been a while. But I'm going to use all the channels in one way or another. Some of them very often, some others not all that often. But it's basically a way for me to get organized and at the same time allow me to do many things at the same time, which is what I want to do. Because I don't think, life is short and the YouTube career is even shorter. And I don't want to waste time playing a single game for that long and not being able to move on because people get desperate about seeing so many things at the same time. It is overwhelming? Yes, it is. Maybe it is. But you can choose what you want to watch and you can discard what you don't want to watch. But please, I don't want to keep receiving complaints from some people saying that I upload so few videos a week. Basically because these people apparently do not know, have no idea that I have many channels to take care of. They do not bother to read the descriptions where I promote my shit all the time. And basically they take me for granted. They think that I don't upload things that often, when in reality I upload a lot of variety, a lot of consistency. And at the same time, it's not that overwhelming because, again, even if I have 9 channels, yeah, in essence, I upload, 20 videos a week. But, there are some people out there that are a lot more popular than myself, and they upload twice as more videos, twice as many videos. So I don't think I'm doing things all that wrong in that regard. So please, don't take me for granted. And if you want to enjoy my material, go to the other channels. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter if you don't want to subscribe. And if you don't care, go and subscribe and enjoy everything. But yeah, don't get stuck thinking that this is the only channel where I upload material, because that isn't true. Again, I usually say this. Usually, most of my best material, it isn't here. It is somewhere else. Okay? Alright, sorry about that. I've been going very long for many of these topics. How long have I been recording this for? 25 minutes. Yeah, I said I was going to make a 35-40 minute video, and I think I'm going to accomplish that. So, what are the plans for the April, May, and June period? Well, we're going to do a switch. We're going to do some switching on the shows that we have been doing. So let's get to it. As in for the main channel, you know, the Old Laptop Chronicles are over, at least on the main channel. And in replacement, we have the Retro Quest, which as I told you in the January updates, I am going to be re-uploading, or actually uploading, videos and streams that I have done last year. So the Retro Quest for the next 3 months is pretty much covered entirely with all episodes. Okay. Speaking of the Old Laptop Chronicles, now they're moving to Channel 2. And I'm gonna make a clarification right now. I'm gonna start the Channel 2 portion of the Old Laptop Chronicles with a playthrough on a Kirby game. That was initially intended to be uploaded in late December. Specifically the last day of the year, December the 31st. And I mentioned that on the first part of the video, saying that today is December 31st, and right today you will see this video uploaded. So do not get confused, please. That was initially intended to be uploaded in December, January, but I decided to make a change in the planning. So that's why this Channel 2 portion of the Old Laptop Chronicles was moved on to April. So just you to know, in case you watch that video and start wondering why. Okay. As in for Channel the 3rd, we have the replays, casual gaming, and Hack Me Hard. The replays are pretty much covered. In this 3 months period, I would say that the replays will cover around 2 out of the 3 months. And casual gaming and Hack Me Hard will cover the remaining month of it. Okay, the 3 of them are going to share space and the same time period, but the replays are pretty much finished. Casual gaming, well, I've been like doing a single game, but I don't think I'm going to finish it, but at least I'm going to show you a good 7 or 8 videos of it. As in for Hack Me Hard, I don't have anything recorded yet, so I'm going to go find a new Mario World hack or something and cover that remaining space for this 3-month period. As in for Channel 4, we will do No Nintendo Allowed, but remember the No Nintendo Allowed portion on Channel 4 will consist on computers and arcades. Okay, remember the No Nintendo Allowed on Channel 3, which I did during the first 3 months of the year, consisted of consoles and handhelds. In this portion, on this segment, I'll be doing arcades and computers. I already actually started with the Amiga, the very first Amiga game I've ever recorded for this show, so stay tuned. And I will continue parallelly with the Roulette of Sadness, which is, in my opinion, my star show, my favorite show to do on the across my channels in general. And as in for Naked Gaming, well, you have noticed that I've been combining things. I did some streaming from the older laptop. I did some special feature, very similar to what used to be done or is regularly done on Non-Serious Gaming, with special features of a single series. Well, during the first 3 months of the year, I covered some Raiden series, the shoot 'em up, covering or doing the 5 games of the Raiden series, actually 6 games in essence, and that in combination with some old laptop streaming. So basically that's what Naked Gaming is going to consist of, doing extended versions, special editions of the regular shows, namely Non-Serious Gaming. I plan on doing a special Roulette of Sadness for Naked Gaming only, and other shows, Non-Nintendo Allowed, maybe the Randomizer, you know, special episodes of the shows that you guys already know. As in for Twitch, which, as you know, that has direct repercussion on the main channel, since I end up uploading every stream all the footage that will continue. And of course, I do many shows on the live stream, but each of them is going to be featured on one of the main channels. That's what I've been doing lately during the last months, and they will continue to be that way. So I'm doing Capcom vs Konami on the main channel. I still have over a year and a half worth of material yet to upload, at least with one game a week or so. So that is completely covered. That's probably the show in which I have most material of. All laptop twitching, which I already commented to you about me doing the collection for my classic gaming, starting with the Game Boy. That will continue on channel 2. Also, Chilean Sega Gamer, the Sega special show that I do on Twitch, that I upload also on Chilean Retro Gamer 3, or the third, and random streams, which I used to do on the main channel, but now we are going to move them to channel 4. So each main channel will have some pre-recorded material plus something taken from Twitch. In the case of, well, Capcom vs Konami goes for channel 1, or laptop twitching on channel 2, Chilean Sega Gamer on channel 3, and random streams on channel 4. So every channel will have something pre-recorded and something taken from the live stream as well. That is only about the main channels. As in for the secondary channels I told you about, again, I'm not going to use this all that often, maybe one video a week per channel, if anything. Or sometimes I can prioritize 1 month for one channel and then the next month on the other channel, and so on, so forth. But yeah, I have some plans for, well, Chilean Nintendo Gamer specifically. I plan on doing some, playthroughs per every single Nintendo system there is, well, except the Switch, because I don't have a Switch or a 3DS. In the case of Sony Gamer, which could be very interesting for a lot of you, because I don't usually play or stream or record anything from a Sony console or handheld like the PSP, because I can record that through emulation or through the actual PSP. And the random channels, again, probably it's going to be a random shit in real life stuff, showing you the pickups I get, showing you my game collection little by little. I actually have an announcement about that, as a matter of fact. And, some random streams that I do on different places, like Deep Gamers or on Twitch even, or I don't know. But I don't have a very clear picture of what I plan on doing specifically on each of these secondary channels, but I'm going to use them every now and then. So, last but not least, other stuff. Basically, these are new announcements. We have an Instagram account. I have an Instagram account that, in essence, it is social media, but I'm not going to use it in the same way as the other social media I have, because I use Facebook and Twitter basically to promote all the videos I upload. Again, if you don't want to subscribe to all of my channels, on Facebook and Twitter you are able to know that I upload certain things. But on Instagram I plan just on posting pictures of my video game collection, which is, it's not the largest thing there is, but still can provide some interesting, collection of photos for Instagram. I have been posting a few already with some of my pickups and some of the games I already got, some of my classic games, and probably combine that with my modern game collection, especially PS3 and Xbox 360 games that I have a bunch of. So I'm gonna be showing you the collection little by little through photography, of course, on Instagram, which is of course Chilean Retro Gamer. If you guys want to find me there, in case you have an Instagram. If you don't, well, it's up to you. So yeah, I'm gonna be posting things. I'm not gonna promote my videos on there. Again, I'm just gonna show that, or use that as basically a way of showing my stuff and show you things about my life, even through photography, not through video. Well, Instagram can allow you to show some videos, short videos. I can do that, but I'm going to do that like something unrelated to the YouTube and Twitch things or activities I perform. So we got more systems to showcase. I've been fucking around with many emulators and programs and software to allow me to do new things. For example, I've been able on both laptops to install and get to work a virtual PC, a virtual machine, so I can install old versions of Windows, Windows 95, 98, 2000 XP. You should know that on my older laptop I have Windows 7, and on my newer laptop I have Windows 8. So yeah, I mean, it was a very nice nostalgia exercise to be able to install those older versions of Windows on my laptops and test out also some software that on newer versions of Windows I'm unable to get to work. So I've been able to play certain games and get to work certain software on these older versions of Windows through these virtual machines. So I can show you some of that. Probably that is good material for the random secondary channels, showing you some stuff from Windows 95, Windows 98, some things that actually produce some, you know, some fond memories, some nostalgia on me, because I grew up, well, in my adolescence I would say that I got a Windows 95 and Windows 98 computer, but I have good memories from those times, and I can show you some of that, share some of that, you know, internet browsing from an older computer, from an older system, things like that. I mean, just fucking around with it. And also, I've been able to get other emulators to work from systems that I don't usually work with, but they can provide some interesting material, such as the Intellivision, the ColecoVision, the Commodore 64. Well, I have already been doing some MSX, some Amiga, but you know, older computers that I would like to explore more. And I've got some working emulators on both computers, so I can show you some of that. And last but not least, Android emulators. So I'm able to record and stream Android games from my computer, no problem. And it looks okay. And there are many games, I mean, lots of classics, but also some exclusive Android games based on classics sometimes, and some casual games, etc. Plenty of games that I can actually showcase and fuck around with. So yeah, we have plenty of new systems and older systems to show you guys throughout the different shows. I'm not gonna promote them in any specific place, but I'm telling you in general that I'm capable of doing even more systems than usual. So if anything, I would like to claim that I am the YouTuber with the, you know, that covers the most amount of systems out there. I mean, there are reviewers who pretty much, have everything and show everything, every system out there. But at least in terms of quote-unquote Let's Plays, I am pretty much one of the few that dares to cover everything. I mean, from the super old shit to modern gaming, including something not as common. Well, now it is very common to showcase Android games and some obscure computers from the 80s and 90s. I mean, I want to dare show you more and play more for myself as well. So yeah, that's essentially all what I wanted to cover on the main points. I want to make a quick reference. And sorry, I'm going to drink again because my throat is betraying me. I mean, how wouldn't it betray me after almost 40 minutes of talking? I've been asked by more than a couple people about Patreon. Why don't you make a Patreon? You should make a Patreon because I would pledge, whatever. Guys, in order to make a Patreon, you need to be a popular YouTuber. You need to have lots of views on your newer videos. So basically, you need to have lots of support from your regular viewers. I have regular viewers, but not enough to make a Patreon account because, let's be realistic. I mean, the popular YouTubers make a lot of money out of Patreon. But in the case of small YouTubers such as myself, dude, that is impossible in the practice. Okay, I think I made a Patreon years ago, but I never used it because I'm being realistic here. I'm not gonna make a Patreon if people are not consistent in their monetary support, which is fine. You don't have to. But I don't want to basically lure you into pay me and I show you certain material, because in all honesty, 2, 3, 4 of you will be watching that material in the end. That isn't fair for me, and that isn't fair for the rest of the viewers. However, as I told you many times, and honestly at this point I have no shame asking and requesting for donations. If you guys want to contribute with what I do regularly for you guys, I do it for myself, but I also do it for an audience, especially for the regulars. If you guys like what you see, and if you guys wanna send me an incentive, send me money on PayPal. You know, the PayPal link is in the description of my videos. Actually, I've been receiving a couple of donations in the last week, which is I'm very glad for. And actually, yeah, I'm gonna use this instance to thank publicly to the people, the two people that donated in the last week. And well, one of them said, "I hope it helps." It will definitely help. Trust me, dude. Thank you so much again. So you guys want to contribute and you guys want to help, especially now that I'm looking for a job. I'm not in trouble. I'm not in debt. But of course, any money is well received. I'm not gonna reject it. But I don't really do this for the money. But right now, I am in need. I wouldn't ask if I didn't need it. Trust me. So yeah, people have been donating, but I'd rather people donate instead of me making a Patreon and count on a regular subscription from people, which they don't have to do that regularly. Again, if you want to contribute, do it once in a while through donations, not through Patreon, because again, probably I would end up making exclusive material for 2 or 3 people. That isn't fair for me either, let's be honest. So yeah, if you want to contribute, be my guest, go to the paypal.me thing that I put on my video descriptions and send what you want to send. Help me with whatever you want to help. But trust me, the ones who have been sending money and commenting, I've been unable to reply directly to those people. I don't know how to do it, but at least I do it here publicly without mentioning any names. Trust me, every little bit helps. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Sorry for making this too long, and yeah, I've been taking over 40 minutes, which is pretty much what I calculated. So again, we're rebranding all secondary channels. Please take them a look. If you can subscribe, please do it. If you don't, I understand, but don't say that I didn't warn you. And well, you already got the plans for the April, May, and June period, so you know what to expect on each of the channels for the pre-recorded shows and for the live shows. And also, don't forget the Instagram. In case you have an Instagram and want to follow me, go for it. Chilean Retro Gamer is the username. And stay tuned for more systems. I'm doing ColecoVision, Commodore, Intellivision, Android, and some others. So yeah, stay tuned. This is going to be very interesting, to say the least. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for donating. Again, I do not want to be ungrateful about that. I'm not desperate for money, but again, money is money. You cannot reject it, and every bit helps. So thanks again, and thanks in advance for those who actually think of doing it. So I'll see you, well, on this channel at least. I don't think I'm going to upload anything until next week. But in the meantime, you can check out the other channels for fresh material, because I still have things to upload. So, thanks again. I love you all.